Have you ever woken up in the morning, hoping to feel refreshed and ready to tackle the day, only to find your energy slipping away before you've even finished your coffee? Maybe you're dragging yourself through the simplest tasks, feeling like your get up and go just isn't what it used to be. If that sounds familiar, let me assure you, you're not alone. As we cross the threshold of 60, our bodies and minds go through natural changes that can make mornings feel a little heavier than they once did. But here's the good news: you don't have to accept that tiredness as just a part of getting older. In fact, there are small, sneaky habits you might be doing every morning that could be stealing your energy, and with a few simple tweaks, you can take that energy back and feel more vibrant than ever. Today, we're going to dive into 3 morning habits that might be draining your energy after 60 and, more importantly, what you can do to stop them in their tracks. These aren't complicated changes or big overhauls to your routine. They're practical, doable steps that can make a real difference in how you feel each day. And if you love topics like this, ones that help you live healthier, happier, and with more zest, don't forget to give this video a like, share it with a friend, and hit that subscribe button. I'm on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers so I can keep bringing you content that inspires and uplifts our amazing community. Now, let's get started with the first habit that could be quietly sapping your energy every single morning. Picture this: you wake up, maybe you're still a little groggy, and the first thing you do is reach for your phone. You're checking emails, scrolling through social media, or catching up on the news before you've even gotten out of bed. Sound familiar? This is the first energy-stealing habit we need to talk about: starting your day with screen time. Now, I get it, our phones are like little windows to the world, and it's tempting to dive in first thing. But here's why this habit can be such a drain, especially as we get older. When you start your morning staring at a screen, you're bombarding your brain with information before it's had a chance to fully wake up. Your eyes are straining against that blue light, which can mess with your body's natural rhythm and make you feel more tired later in the day. Plus, let's be honest, how often do you see something on your phone that stresses you out? Maybe it's a news headline or a message that gets your mind racing. All of that mental clutter can set a frantic tone for the rest of your day. Instead of reaching for your phone, try this simple switch: give yourself at least 30 minutes of screen-free time after you wake up. Use that time to ease into your day with intention. For example, my friend Margaret, who's 67, used to spend her first 20 minutes in bed scrolling through her news feed. She'd start her day feeling overwhelmed and, frankly, a bit grumpy. Then she made a change. Now, she keeps her phone in another room and starts her morning with a gentle stretch by her bedroom window, letting the natural light wake her up. She says it's like giving her brain a chance to breathe before the day begins. You could try something similar, maybe a short walk, a few deep breaths, or even just sipping your tea while looking out at the garden. The key is to let your mind and body wake up slowly, without the overstimulation of a screen. You'll be amazed at how much calmer and more energized you feel. Now, let's talk about another habit that might be sneaking away with your morning energy: skipping or skimping on breakfast. I know, some of you might be thinking, I'm just not hungry in the morning, or I don't have time to cook something fancy. But here's the thing: after 60, your body needs the right fuel to kickstart your metabolism and keep your energy steady throughout the day. When you skip breakfast or grab something like a sugary pastry, you're setting yourself up for a mid-morning crash. Those quick, carb-heavy foods might give you a brief spike, but they burn out fast, leaving you feeling sluggish and foggy. Your body, especially as it ages, thrives on balanced nutrients to keep your blood sugar stable and your muscles and brain firing on all cylinders. So, what can you do instead? Aim for a breakfast that combines protein, healthy fats, and some complex carbs. It doesn't have to be complicated. Take my neighbor Tom, who's 72. He used to skip breakfast altogether, thinking he was saving time. By 10 a.m., he'd be yawning and reaching for a second cup of coffee. Then he started making a quick smoothie with Greek yogurt, a handful of berries, a scoop of almond butter, and a sprinkle of oats. It takes him 5 minutes, and he says he feels like he's got the energy of a much younger man. If smoothies aren't your thing, try something like scrambled eggs with avocado on whole grain toast or even a small bowl of oatmeal topped with nuts and fruit. The goal is to give your body a steady source of energy that lasts. And if you're not hungry right when you wake up, that's okay, eat within an hour or two of getting up, when your body's ready to refuel. These two habits, starting your day with screens and neglecting breakfast, can quietly chip away at your vitality, but they're so easy to fix with small, intentional changes. And when you make these shifts, you're not just boosting your energy, you're setting the stage for a day where you feel more alert, more focused, and more like yourself. Now, there's one more habit we need to tackle, and it's a big one that so many of us fall into without even realizing it. Let's dive into that next and explore how it's affecting your mornings and what you can do to turn things around. So, we've talked about how starting your morning glued to a screen and skipping a proper breakfast can quietly drain your energy. These habits are like little energy thieves, sneaking away your vitality before the day even gets going. But there's one more morning habit that might be doing even more damage, and it's something so many of us do without a second thought: overloading your morning with too much caffeine. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a good cup of coffee as much as anyone. That warm mug in your hands, the rich aroma, it's practically a morning ritual for some of us. But after 60, relying too heavily on caffeine to jumpstart your day can backfire in ways you might not expect. Let's dive into why this happens and what you can do to keep your energy steady without leaning too hard on that extra cup. Here's the deal with caffeine: it's a stimulant, and while it can give you a quick boost, it's like borrowing energy from later in the day. Your body gets a temporary surge, but as the caffeine wears off, you might feel even more tired than before. This is especially true as we age because our bodies become more sensitive to caffeine's effects. It can make your heart race, disrupt your sleep later at night, and even leave you feeling jittery or anxious, all of which zap your energy rather than build it. I remember chatting with my friend Clara, who's 65. She used to start her day with 3 strong cups of coffee, thinking it was the only way to get moving. By noon, she'd be crashing, her hands a little shaky, and she'd feel like she needed another cup just to keep going. It was a cycle that left her exhausted. So, how do you break this habit without giving up your beloved coffee entirely? It's all about moderation and timing. First, try capping your caffeine at 1 or 2 cups, enough to enjoy the ritual but not so much that it overstimulates you. A standard 8-ounce cup of coffee has about 95 milligrams of caffeine, so aim for no more than 200 milligrams total in the morning. If you're drinking espresso or energy drinks, check the caffeine content, as those can pack a much bigger punch. Next, pay attention to when you're having your coffee. Drinking it right after you wake up can interfere with your body's natural cortisol spike, which is what helps you feel alert in the morning. Instead, wait about an hour after waking, say, around 8 or 9 a.m., to have your first sip. This lets your body ease into the day naturally. But here's the real game changer: pair your coffee with a habit that supports long-lasting energy. For example, try drinking a glass of water before your coffee. After a night's sleep, your body is dehydrated, and dehydration is a sneaky energy thief. A tall glass of water can rehydrate you and help you feel more awake without the jitters. Clara started doing this, and she also swapped her third coffee for a cup of herbal tea with a splash of lemon. She says it's refreshing, and she no longer feels like she's running on fumes by lunchtime. If tea isn't your thing, you could try a decaf coffee or even a warm glass of water with a slice of cucumber for a little flavor. The point is to give your body hydration and balance, so you're not relying on caffeine to carry you through the day. Now, as you're making these changes, cutting back on screen time, eating a balanced breakfast, and easing up on caffeine, you might be wondering how to tie it all together into a morning that truly sets you up for success. One way to do that is to create a simple morning routine that feels good and flows naturally. Let's say you wake up and spend your first 10 minutes stretching or breathing deeply by an open window. Then, you sip a glass of water while you prepare a quick breakfast, maybe that smoothie with yogurt and berries we talked about earlier. After breakfast, you enjoy your 1 cup of coffee while listening to soft music or chatting with a loved one, keeping your phone out of sight. This kind of routine isn't just about avoiding energy-draining habits, it's about replacing them with ones that nourish you. It's like planting a garden, each small action is a seed that grows into a day full of vitality. Take my friend Robert, who's 70. He used to rush through his mornings, chugging coffee and checking his emails while eating a piece of toast on the go. He was always tired by mid-morning and felt like he was just surviving the day. Then he decided to slow down and create a morning ritual. Now, he starts with a 5-minute walk around his backyard, breathing in the fresh air. He makes a simple breakfast of eggs and fruit, and he limits himself to 1 coffee, which he sips slowly while reading a book for 15 minutes. He says it's like he's rediscovered what it feels like to have energy that lasts. And the best part? He didn't have to overhaul his life, just made a few small tweaks that added up to a big difference. As you start to let go of these energy-stealing habits, you'll notice something wonderful: your mornings begin to feel lighter, more purposeful. You're not just dragging yourself through the day, you're living it with a little more spark. And that's what this is all about. Finding ways to feel your best, no matter your age. There's one final piece to this puzzle, and it's about making sure these changes stick and become a natural part of your life. Let's explore that next and wrap up with some encouragement to help you take these steps with confidence. You've already taken a big step by recognizing those morning habits, scrolling through your phone, skipping breakfast, and leaning too hard on caffeine, that can quietly steal your energy. Replacing them with intentional, nourishing choices like a screen-free start, a balanced meal, and a mindful approach to coffee can transform how you feel each day. But making these changes stick? That's where the real magic happens. It's not just about knowing what to do, it's about weaving these new habits into your life so they feel as natural as brushing your teeth. And that brings us to the final piece of this journey: how to build a morning routine that not only boosts your energy but also feels like a gift to yourself, every single day. One of the biggest hurdles to adopting new habits is trying to do too much at once. You might be excited to overhaul your mornings, but if you attempt everything we've talked about all at once, it can feel overwhelming, and you might slip back into old patterns. Instead, start small and build gradually. Think of it like tending a garden. You don't plant every seed in one day and expect a full bloom tomorrow. Pick one change to focus on first. Maybe it's committing to 30 minutes without your phone in the morning. For example, my friend Susan, who's 68, decided to start with this one habit. She used to check her emails as soon as her eyes opened, which left her feeling frazzled. So, she moved her phone to the kitchen and replaced that habit with 5 minutes of gentle stretching. After a week, she felt so much calmer that she was eager to add another change: drinking a glass of water before her coffee. By starting with one small step, she built confidence and momentum. To make this work for you, choose one habit to try for a week. Let's say you decide to focus on eating a balanced breakfast. Plan ahead to make it easy. Keep ingredients like eggs, yogurt, or oats on hand so you're not scrambling in the morning. If you're worried about time, prep something the night before, like overnight oats with fruit and nuts. The key is to make the habit so simple that it's hard to skip. And don't aim for perfection. If you forget one morning or only have time for a quick bite, that's okay. Just get back to it the next day. Over time, that one change will feel like second nature, and you'll be ready to layer in another, like cutting back on caffeine or starting your day with a short walk. Another way to make these habits stick is to tie them to something you already enjoy. This is called habit stacking, and it's like giving your new routine a little extra glue. For instance, if you love listening to music in the morning, pair it with your new breakfast routine. While you're preparing your smoothie or eggs, play your favorite playlist. Or if you enjoy a quiet moment with your thoughts, sip your water or coffee while sitting in your favorite chair, looking out the window. My neighbor Linda, who's 71, loves her morning crossword puzzle. She used to do it while drinking multiple cups of coffee, which left her jittery. Now, she pairs her puzzle with a single coffee and a small bowl of yogurt and berries. She says it feels like a treat, not a chore, and it's helped her stick with the habit for months. As you build this new morning routine, give yourself grace. Some days will be easier than others, and that's perfectly normal. Life after 60 is full of surprises. Maybe a grandkid needs a ride, or you've got an early doctor's appointment. On those days, do what you can. Even a quick glass of water and a banana before you head out the door is a win. The goal isn't to create a rigid schedule but to craft a morning that feels good and supports your energy. And here's something encouraging: research shows that small, consistent changes can have a big impact on how we feel. By swapping out those energy-draining habits for ones that nourish you, you're not just improving your mornings, you're boosting your mood, your focus, and even your overall health. Now, let's bring this all together. Imagine a morning where you wake up and, instead of reaching for your phone, you take a few deep breaths and stretch your arms toward the sky. You head to the kitchen, drink a glass of water, and whip up a quick breakfast, maybe some toast with avocado and an egg. Then, you savor one cup of coffee while listening to the birds outside or chatting with a loved one. You're not rushing, not stressing, just easing into your day with calm and purpose. That's the kind of morning that sets you up to feel vibrant, no matter what the day brings. And the best part? You don't need to be a health guru or have hours to spare. These are small changes that anyone can make, and they add up to a life that feels fuller and more joyful. I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed any morning habits that leave you feeling drained? Or maybe you've already tried one of these changes, like cutting back on caffeine or starting with a healthy breakfast. Drop a comment below and share your story. Your experiences might inspire someone else in our community to take that first step. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with a friend, and hit that subscribe button. I'm working toward 1,000 subscribers so I can keep bringing you content that helps you live your best life. Let's keep this journey going together, because here's the truth: you deserve mornings that fill you with energy and days that light you up, at any age.